Can you see it? Healed. Is it okay with you that it's healed? And now I ask you, what's it going to take for it to be okay with you that it's healed? That's the question. And in fact, that's the one that holds a lot of people up. What's it going to take for you to be okay with it being healed? Because there are some people who say, well, you know, I can really be loving once I find the right person. Well, you're not going to find the right person until you're loving. I'm really going to be giving once I win the lottery. When there's all kinds of different ways the universe takes care of you. You want proof? You're the proof. Think about all of the things that have happened to get you to this moment. Think about the hero story of you getting out of bed this morning on a Sunday. Think about all of the things that have to happen. Your life is a hero story right now. Your life is proof of beautiful things. Yeah, you got growing to do. Me too. But you can do the growing when you know who you are, not the other way around. So what's it going to take for you to be okay with the healing? Because here's the thing, I really want you to hear this. That is precisely the thing that you got to let go of. What's it going to take for you to be okay with your healing? Because that is precisely the thing that's getting in the way. God already loves you. You are already powerful. If you have decided that these 5 things have to happen before I can be happy, those are the things in between you and happy. Those are the things to let go of. The dad in the story, what did he need? Yeah, he wanted a healing, but more than the healing, he wanted the story. I want Jesus to come to my house. I want him to say certain magic words. I want there to be this amazing process, and it'll be cool, and I can tell everybody. Maybe I'll get an autograph. Do they do autographs? I don't know. But I want the story more than I want the result. Does that sound familiar to anybody? No, just you, Dieter. Okay, that's fine. Think about it, though. But here's Jesus saying, it's not about the story, guys. God already loves you. It's not about the process, guys. God is already here. If we are going to be healed, we have got to get out of binary living. In other words, this happens and then this happens, and process, and something bad has to happen for something good to happen. If we are going to be healed, we've got to move out of binary living and into just love, because God just is. Now, every Sunday school kid knows that answer to that question, where is God? We've all had it. We've all heard it. We all love it. So let me ask you a different one. When is God? You really think about it. When is God? Because for a lot of people, God is later. That's the answer. Because it means I don't have to do anything about it right now. God's going to show up later. We'll clean up later. He's going to show up, but we'll vacuum later. When is God? In the Bible, there's all kinds of things that happen, and God's there for all of them throughout history. In your life, there's all kinds of things that happen. Think about the story of your life, and you realize that you were never alone. God was there for all of them. But for God, it's always just right now. Here's the message. Here's the teaching. God exists outside of time. Now that's deep. Oh, I'm going to write that down. God exists outside of time. In other words, for God, it's always just right now. When God sees an acorn, God sees an oak tree, if you know what I mean. I'm going to say that again. When God sees an acorn, God sees an oak tree. For God, it's always right now. God, when God looks at you, is not fooled by the appearances of your stuff, because that ain't the truth about you. That's just a momentary fact. And before too long, it'll be in your rearview mirror. God's not fooled by how you look right now. Just like every good parent, God sees with the eyes of love, the eyes of right now, eternally right now. If God sees an oak tree when he sees an acorn, what do you think God sees when he sees you? And is that okay with you? God doesn't see you in terms of your limitations, because for God, it's always this big, universal right now. Is that okay with you? If God sees you that way, how do you see you? And can that be okay? This is the question. Can it be okay with me that I'm loved? Or do I got to go through some steps? Can it be okay with me that I'm happy? Or do I got to go through some stuff first? That's the question. And that's the question between us and our healing. It's the only question. And I know the story is fun. The process is fun. Every commercial, I am so much a sucker for the commercial and the story. You see the commercial and you go, wow, this coffee has got to be good because every single bean was handpicked by Juan Valdez. Well, you know it wasn't. Of course it wasn't. I drink way too much coffee for that poor guy to pick every bean. No way. And the commercial says this bread was baked in grandma's hearth. No, it wasn't. You know it's from a factory. And you know it, and the bread might not even be very good, but I buy it because it's got a groovy tale behind it. But just like the word says, the tale happens at the end. Maybe it's time to look at something different.